Hi, Sierra. So, unfortunately, we are bound to this standardized testing um, in young children. And I remember um, that I used to work in this preschool in Orlando with pre-K, and they used to have testing every Friday of everything that they learn, which was mostly based in math and literacy, and there was no art whatsoever. I remember that it was frustrating because all the heaviness of these results of the learning from the children were upon the teachers. And if the children had a bad grade, that means we were not teaching um, the right way and not even contemplating the idea that there are different ways of learning, there are different minds, and that's why I quit that job. So I totally agree with you, unfortunately, and I know how you feel in terms of, we think about just the scoring of the children that they do well in math and literacy rather than the learning process. And it is sad. And that's why I'm very thankful that I work in a preschool that understands that every mind thinks differently, that everybody has a different way of learning. And we also celebrate the diversity of the minds and different multiple intelligences. So I hear you, and it's upsetting, but hopefully, and especially, listen, especially standardized testings. I mean, that's one of my biggest uh, thing because my daughter, she's 5 years old. She's nonverbal autistic, and I always believe that it really is sad when we think about developmentally what the things a child must be doing at that age. And for us that are parents of children that are neurodivergent, and I'm a neurodivergent myself, having been bound to this standardized testing for children. And I always thought about the idea of like, oh, well, you know what? Maybe we have to develop a standardized testing for neurodivergence, right? It's different. It's different ways of mind, different ways of thinking. But that's another subject. But I get passionate about that. So, yeah, I totally agree with your post. It's really good, and yeah, so keep the good work.